Were you always a wrestling fan? Were you into sports growing up? What's your story?
Definitely sports. Yeah. I only watched wrestling like when I was little, like when we still lived with my dad in Texas. Like they would have Monday Night Raw on pretty consistently, and my mom loved The Rock, obviously. And I was a big Undertaker girl. That was my guy back in the day. I wish I knew like what it was. People ask me like why the Undertaker like as a little girl, and I couldn't tell you. Maybe I just believed that he was like powered. I don't know. Maybe I thought he had those superpowers for real or something. But yeah, something about the Undertaker. He was my guy. But then I fell off of it when we like moved away from my dad because he was probably the one that was like most into it. And then when I got back down to Texas, made some new friends and such, they were big into wrestling. And that is when I found independent wrestling. I had no idea this world was even out here. And then I started going to Anarchy Championship Wrestling in Austin. And the night I saw Barbie Hayden wrestle Athena, I said, yeah, this is it. I have to do this. Like Athena was like, not like to be, take my words kindly. I mean it with love. But the Athena wrestled like one of the guys. She was the first time I saw a girl wrestle like one of the guys. And I was like, hold up. I didn't know that we could be like hot and cool. I have to do this. And they were like handing out flyers at the end of that show. And I took one.
Yeah, I think it's so fascinating how you can have intergender wrestling because it's something that you wouldn't necessarily expect. I think back to like the days of Jacqueline and China, them going and
Exactly.
mixing it up with the guys, and then of course you had Lita, who
Yes.
definitely was
Legend.
a trendsetter. Wrestling Dean Malenko on Raw. I mean,
Crazy.
it's unbelievable how you get influenced by some of these people and you're now doing it yourself. I mean, going out there and inspired by going out there and wrestling both women and men. So, what sports were you active in growing up?
I did like, we all dabble in this and that, whatever, but I locked in on soccer. I did that pretty much all through high school. I was playing soccer and loving it. And then I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease. I think like was it my senior year or my junior? Maybe it was junior year. I forget. Either way, I was diagnosed with Crohn's, and that kind of like took over my whole life until we got that under control. So I stopped playing soccer, mostly because of that. Um, had to like, because when you first get diagnosed, like you're going through hell. Like you think you're gonna die. Like people do die from this, and so that kind of took up a whole year of my life. Like I spent holidays in the hospital and I got to wear cool, awful little gadgets into class. Like they're called a wound vac. So they cut me open real big. The reason I have all these stomach tattoos are because I have like a 15-inch scar on my stomach from when they had to cut me open and take care of that. So like I had to wear this vacuum that was inside my wound that would like pull everything together so it wouldn't heal with a giant gaping hole. So I got to be in high school bringing a vacuum, sucking my wounds together. So if you can imagine the kind of character something like that will build.
That's hard though because you're living with this and you're trying to be like one of like everybody else, playing sports or playing music or whatever it is that you're interested in, and it's something that you have to work around
Yeah.
because it can be difficult. It can be tough.
And it's an added difficulty of it being like an invisible illness. That's like what they refer to it as. Like I can look okay and I can like literally be dying inside. And so it's like just to like always feel like no one believes you that you're like not okay even though you look perfectly fine. Like that was also like a really huge part of that, getting over that.
What would you say have been motivators for you when you've been kind of like down about certain things? gee, this is not going the way I wanted it to or expected to, but here's something that's going to make me feel good and motivate myself to push forward?
I don't really know that there's like anything specifically that motivates me. I just like once you like experience these kind of things, you just realize you have no choice but to like make the best of it. Like, of course, no one wishes to have a disease that they have to fight their whole life, and no one wishes to, be born into whatever circumstance, but it's literally just you have to make the best out of it and like just keep pushing forward. There's no, what am I gonna do? Just sit around and be upset? Like, yeah, you can do that, but you can only do that for so long before you just got to get up. And don't get me wrong, like I don't have it's not like I don't have days where I'm like everything is unfair and I should do this and I should be doing that and but you got to have your core group around you so you can complain and cry to them and let it out and then make room for positivity to look to what can I do? It's all about maybe like I would say my perspective is just focusing on what I can do and not what I can't. Because if we're talking about can'ts, that's a very long list. So let's just focus on can. How about that?
Exactly. Now you mentioned earlier you when you moved back to Texas, you really got into the independent scene. And I think the independent scene right now is on fire because there's so
Rocket.
many different companies killing it right now with so many talents, including yourself. So, did you know at a certain point, I got to look up wrestling schools? How do I go search for one?
That honestly, like, I feel lucky that that really like fell into my lap. Like, I mean, there's positives, pros and cons. Cause like I said, they were handing out flyers for a training school, like when I saw that match. And because that's where Barbie Hayden had trained at AAPW. And so they were handing out those flyers that the school is like accepting people. So I just went in and I asked questions. I said, what is this all about? But like if I had like seen that and been interested and like maybe had to Google, like I could have found like a San Antonio school, the hybrid. They had like a couple important people, if you want to like put it that big names. How about let's say that everyone's important. But they had a couple big names there, and then ROW in Houston. Like I could have decided to move my life 4 hours that way, and maybe been set up, maybe had a slightly different path. But I feel like because my goal wasn't like to be a big star and be on TV and get signed and whatever. Like I genuinely thought like, oh, if you're out here on the indies, you're just doing the indies. I didn't think that there was like that connection. In my head, where I was at that time, there were still like two completely separate things. So I think that's the reason like I maybe that's I'm still here honestly is that I wanted to do it because I thought this was really sick and really cool and not like oh I had a goal by 30 make $1 million or be here or be there. I just wanted to be happy cuz I don't have like a career. I never had a career like from high school that I was like locked in on it. I want to do this with my life. I was just kind of vibing. And that's like how I've been living my life. I just, whatever makes me happy is what I want to be doing. And wrestling makes me happy. And that's what we're doing.